Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to an episode with me, Gear Swiftly, and so we did before for BT16, but this time I'm going to go through the whole best of per set section. Digimon as a whole is very archetypal, or stuck in a set situation where they like you to pick up cards for certain decks, or certain archetypes, or sub-archetypes, or just as a pigeonhole section. So it's kind of hard to sometimes get some of these going because, you know, it has to be for certain decks. I did try to sort of branch out a bit more, but you will see some of these going forwards. So let's start off here with Flamon. As you may have seen from the previous video where we talk about the set as a whole, Flamon becomes a massive value engine for any of the hybrid decks going forwards because red base is very interesting, especially for those that are using the ancient animal cards, making it very easy to recur those cards back around again. That being said though, this is a good card, this is also a good card. This here is used for machines and technically a way to get a lot of your cybers into the trash very early if you're playing in Machinedramon. Machinedramon is also a machine type Digimon, I believe, because I feel like all the level 6s are machines. He says, nearly forgetting his own brain. But for a cost of 5, on playable, top 3 cards to your deck, add 1 Tamer or 1 Digimon card with the machine trait amongst them, put the rest to the trash. So if you throw this down on the field for a cost of 5, you flip over 3 cybers, they go straight to the trash, and you're already building your way to that beautiful machine one you've been waiting for a while. Also, having collision is an amazing ability to have, especially going into the future where we are looking at the double Bs in the future, where you're going to have 4 different green-black cards that just say, hey, strip your security when I punch one of your Digimon in the face. It's going to happen soon, and it's very interesting and very good. But carrying on with the good commons, great common, fantastic common, not you, great common, brilliant common, maybe too good of a common. And all these cards going forward is going to be really good, except that one card we said that wasn't you. So the commons here, again, it was hard to just pick like 5, but I thought I'd do 2 sort of more generic ones, and then essentially any of the hybrids from this set are going to be fantastic. And even going into BT18, I think if there is any more common hybrids, they are probably also in the same sort of boat. Going now to the uncommons, we do have this here, Cerberus mode, Wealth mode. Having a, when Digivolve, you may play 1 blue or purple card from your trash or from one of your Digimon Solution cards without paying the cost, is really, really good. Just because you are making more bodies or more recursion or more such ability, and then going forwards, it's quite interesting to me. It's also been an uncommon, you can get it in foil. So as of now, everything can be foiled. Thank you, pre-release in the West. That being said though, obviously the deck is really awkward now because we don't really have Anubis at full power anymore. Maybe one day if some more broken cards come out, we get one back. But I personally think this is a really good card, an interesting card for future types where the dark animals or maybe the decks that just want to basically go wide while going up could be more effective. But I think it's a good card to look at picking up. Again, commons on commons, pennies on the dollar. You could be picking these up for essentially a playset for like 10p. So don't worry too much about it. Rika, I did pick the alternate art for the sake of it, just because it is the English variants that you'll get box toppers, I believe. But I do think Rika's going to be quite good going forwards. Biomerge is a very good mechanic now that they all have access to it. Takato has 2 accesses of it now. Henry also has access to it, and so does Rika. So, you know, you do have a good way of getting into a Sakuya. Sakuya, on the other hand, though, is a fairly good Digimon, especially now that we get the new one in this set as well. Going over to another of the cards. To be fair, any of the option cards for these big boss monsters are just really, really good. I would say go watch Card Protagonists in their latest video. They did the actual Susano versus Lucy, I think it was. And you can obviously see how potent and effective those option cards are in that deck. Another option card here, because this card is also just crazy. We did go through this in the main video, but again, any card that's basically giving you free advantage and then giving you the card as well in some variant ways, either to the hand or onto the field, just makes you have insanity in your soul. But yeah, all these option cards are really good for one way or the other. This card, it just reads like crack, basically. Willis here, he's an uncommon. The only reason why I put this one again is because he's a Gearbox Topper, I believe. But also, he is just very good in Terriermon and Lotmon. And there are obviously different styles of Terriermon and Lotmon decks. There's the true to its form, going from Terrier into Gargo into Rapid into Gargo. There's the full armor variant now, or Rapid variant. For Lotmon, you've got the green purple, you've got the yellow green, you've got the yellow purple variant, you've got the go wide variant, you've got the go tall variant, you've got the stacks upon stacks variant of Lotmon, you just got the alliance variant. So he does become very good in multiple different styles of the Lotmon and Terriermon decks, and just being able to digivolve basically into your level 4 for the cost of 0 is really, really good. Now go to our rares. The first mention here is Leon Alexander. He's a free cost. He is a mind linking Digimon. He's with Digimon. He's also going to be part of a lot of the blue hybrid, slightly broken shenanigans that may or may not get messed around with later on down the line if we do have more restrictive bannings in the future. But for now, Leon Alexander over here, Mr. Hacker Judge himself, is very good in blue hybrid, being a free cost tamer and allows you to go up, swing, don't die, and then be able to mind link out at the end of your turn, giving you another chance to digivolve later on. That being said, do pick these up if you get a chance to. It's a rare. We know rares are quite weird in these sets, so you may have to do a little bit of trading to get your hands on these if you are playing blue hybrid more effectively. Agumon here, and we're going to go into Gabmon as well in a second. Just being able to recur a Gurumon, a Greymon, or an Omnimon in its name from the trash to the hand is just really good. Also lets you go through things again. This will also include Ancients, but unfortunately not Bonds, because as they are Agumon and Gabmon, which is a shame, but will let you cycle through carrying onwards. So I do think that the Agumon is very good, as well as the Gabumon. Gabumon here as well. Sorry, my face with a table match in its name, draw 1. This is a fantastic card. I do see this being used probably more in like the Bonds deck if you're going to use it as a singularity. You may use it of like maybe a 1 or 2 of in regular Guru decks, just because you have access to the extra draw power, which can be really good. But as a rule, Gabmon is also very highly draw reliant and efficient anyway as it is, but just a very good card to pick up either way. Koji, also a good rare. He is a memory setter. He's basically following the trend from the BT12 to Kuya, but he does give jamming, so when you gain a card to your hand, you gain a memory, which is really good, and then gain jamming, which makes it very easy for you to just pop off baby. Going out into Takuya, sorry, Takato, sorry. Takato here is essentially just, in my opinion, just a better variant of the last one we got, which I think was also BT12. Being a memory set is obviously really good, but it's probably better for you and more efficient for you to have access to the 2 free costs. So you have this one that can let you be the Biomerger, as well as the other free cost that gives you Blitz when you go past 0. And since this deck now wants you to constantly be past 0, it makes sense that you want to get these 2 out on the field and just do shenanigans. Onto the SRs. So, Ancient Gurumon, kind of a busy bee of a card here. Actually, look, just a really good dude in terms of oppression, and that's not good things at all, is it? But no, he's a very good Digimon in terms of keeping you happy and your opponent sad, but at the same time, he will be seeing a lot more play going forwards. Probably one of the better decks out of BT17 going forwards. Just instantly on play, he just starts doing stuff. Can drop him for a cost of 6, making it very easy if your opening hand just says no to your opponent, as long as they have a Digimon on the field. If you go second, generally you're going to have a good time. Going first might be a bit more awkward, especially if your opponent has removal, or they're also playing some form of Ancient Gurumon deck. But no, a very good card, and we'll probably be seeing a lot more attention in the near future. Pick these up where you can. I expect these to probably be around the more expensive end of the SRs in this set, as there aren't many good SRs in this set, in my opinion. This one's more of a combo piece, or more of a key combo piece, in my opinion. We were talking about this card when it first was released a while back for Japan. We've known about BT17 now since, was it Worlds? Just before Worlds, might have been February. And me and Head Judge Adam were talking about this card, and we're saying how much of an absolute disgusting display was this, where you can go up into your burst mode, do all your shenanigans, and if you don't beat them in that turn, you basically digivolve back into Shine Greymon, and when they think they're okay to swing in, you ace them in the face, and you just watch them just die inside. And that's kind of really where this card's going to be. It's going to be more of a place where if you wanted to do 2 of the aggro and then 1 of these, because a lot of people, or some people, were running the room modes as their sort of more defensive side of things, which is very interesting in a deck that would be more of a aggro style deck than anything else. But again, you do have access to just sitting back and being a need more supportive. At the same time though, when attacking, you must be spending up to 2 of your yellow Tamers for each one. This Digimon gains security +1 for the turn, meaning this can also be a very aggressive card overall. Going up into probably the best of the aces in this set. I don't even know if I put Crimson in here, to be fair. As much as I like it, I think it's a really good card. I don't necessarily think it's going to be the key piece to those red decks going forwards. Essentially, this card just reads, stop winning the game, no you can't, if you went wide, I'm poking you in the eye, continuously. Just a very good card, just a very interesting card as well, and I do see it being played a lot more in the future. I know it was getting played in Ancient Gurumon, it was getting played in Omni DNA. Basically anything that had a blue Digimon on it, this was getting played in because it's just so efficient to finish the game off, especially if your opponent wants to go wide and you can strip all their sources and go, no you don't. Same though, going for Imperial itself, it's just a very aggressive deck, and having access to more aces in that deck, especially when your opponent tries to push you down, you just keep coming back swinging. But again, playing with ace, very good card. Generally just a 2 of in most decks as well, to be fair, so you probably will just want to grab these 2 of these if you can. It's I kind of where do I start on this one? The reason I picked this up is because I think this could be a really good way of looking at how we deal with Tamer hate in the future. Not a lot of decks do get access to Tamer hate, and this one on the other hand is very similar to how Quartz works, where you don't really want to get rid of the Tamers, you just want to slowly stop your opponent from being able to use them efficiently. And that's kind of where we're going forward with this. And I do just think that making your opponent's Tamers more of a dead weight is possibly a better thing to do, but that's probably more on me than anything else. And I just think having more ways to deal with Tamers other than having to force destruction is probably the way to go, especially since a lot of the Tamers there that aren't just memory setters just aren't going to do much if they can't suspend. And then Dexter Agurumon, I just thought this was an interesting card more than anything else. Again, it was really hard. A lot of the sets SRs are either very specific for a deck or just aren't very empowering. This set was very weird. It's very much like a cookie cutter, how you want to just play decks kind of thing. And this obviously is for the Dorogoromon deck. It's just very interesting how that deck wants to play now, where essentially you're always forcing to fight your opponent, and then when they think they're winning, you just digivolve through the trash, and they're like, ah, god damn it. Especially because Collision is going to make you want to block them constantly, and it's just very efficient in how they want to basically wear you down while building themselves up in a big stack of doom. But yeah, if these are in your pre-release packs, or if these are going around your locals, pick them up. I don't think they'll be very expensive, but it's probably nice to pick up that deck and do well. So we're going to have a quick look at the promos, because we actually get some promos in this set, and these are actually going to go in order, in my opinion, of how good they are. And the reason why I think this is the best of the promos, personally speaking, yes, I am definitely very Vmon biased, as I've been enjoying the armor decks recently. Funnily enough, this image here is Shardramon, which is quite funny because Shardramon was one of the last promos for armors. And this is because you get to activate your Magna X antibody on your turn through basically your own means. And by what I mean by that is because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Magna X in yellow is really, really good. And the issue I have here with that is the fact that I can never fight fairly, or can never get my stuff to trigger before they basically want to pop my stuff. And in this case, you actually do now get to trigger the effects now with popping the security of your opponent's thing. So obviously they need to try and get themselves a free board, but otherwise, yeah, it's pretty good to be able to get your level 6 currently like protected, or throwing in the little guys to do things. But yeah, I think this is just a very good card. I think it's going to see some play. Do I think they're going to be expensive? Not really, but they are promos, and obviously we know how promos have been going lately. If you can pick these up between like $3 and $6 pounds, probably worth it. I'd say it's probably 2 of in the deck, maybe 1 of. Pick them up if you can, or if you are interested in playing this variant of the deck. I think it's interesting, but that's me looking at sort of like how to abuse this deck in one way or the other, and that's how I want to abuse this deck, by making my Magna X stronger than ever. Mega Kabuterimon, I'm going to say, is the second best one here. This isn't even more of a bias thing, it's just I love to have the effect that all the green Digimon now go. All turns will return when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle. Trash the top card of your opponent's security deck. Because I have a funny... because... how do we say this? Green is like a really weird colour because it's battle control, and the issue with battle control is it doesn't really work that well. It's a very slow mechanic, and you have to play against your opponent. So if they want to play it egregiously, which is what's going to happen here, if they're going to block you so much, you might as well just whittle them down by taking all the security and then hopefully you can throw a swing at the end of the game. Now, evade, a very good skill, makes sense because it's half blue, really cool. And in all turns, while this Digimon is suspended, it isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon, which is awesome because you go to evade, you miss their stuff, they swing into you, you Digivolve into Grand, or when we get it, Shiver Ace. After that, it goes to your turn, they can't get rid of you, they can't do anything to you. You then go up into Tyrants, and your opponent just looks at you and you're like, yeah, cookie crumbles, mate. And that's basically how this goes, and unfortunately, it's a great card, and your opponent's going to be very sad. Third best one here, I'm going to say, is Digimon. A little bit because I don't really care too much for the All Force deck. I do know how good this card is, and I do think for that deck it's probably like top tier, probably one of the best cards I've ever gotten. But I just think the other two cards are better overall. But on play, when Digivolve reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add one Digimon card with the Digimon in its name and one blue Tamer card amongst them to the hand. Return the rest of them. I kind of wish this just said one card with V in its name, so that way you could actually get your level 3s out in case that's what you're missing, and that's where you had to play a level 4 early on. I don't know if this is going to be a 4 off or would be a 2 off in the deck. Again, I'm not massively a Digimon player. So for those of you who are actually playing All Force, you could probably tell me in the comments like you're an idiot, it should have been number 1. But I think it's a really good card. I just don't think it's as going to be impactful as the other 2 cards. And then we're going to go for 3. We're going to do 4 promos because out of the 6 promos, the other 2 were very mishmashy. Like Falco isn't played because Rave isn't played because Rave just isn't strong enough because they took out for like they limited Calling of Darkness. If that wasn't a non-limited card, then yeah, Raven probably would be like a tier 1 deck, just because of like those 2 effects. Leomon X Antibody on the other hand, though, I think it's a good card. I just don't think that Leomon at the moment is a good deck variety, but having Fortitude does make things very interesting. So on play, when Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn, it's fantastic. You have Fortitude if Leomon is in this here, so basically if you know that your opponent's going to basically fight you down, you get to Digivolve, you get to Fortitude over again, you get to do another minus 3000 DP. It's very good if you can get your opponent to basically fight your fight, get rid of all their level 3s, and then all of a sudden they've only got 1 monster and you've got like your new stack getting built back up again. If you've got Leomon Excellence Body in the Devolution cards, gain, blocker, and Fortitude. What a lot of people would do here is they'd probably do Protoform. So you go Leomon, go up, you go over Leomon for a cost of 0, did the Digivolve effect, minus, swing in, fall over, on play, do another minus 3000, stick in Protoform, go up into the level 5. There is a level 5 excellent body, can't remember now. And then, if you more Fortitudes and stuff, and then all of a sudden, you got your own deletion, recover +1, but then you also have Fortitude again on the next level of card as well. So it's just a very good recursion engine. Again, it's just what we see. I love the artwork, to be fair, because it has like a really cool, like Final Fantasy Tactics vibe or Ogre Tactics. I do think Leomon X Antibody is just a very interesting style of card have they've drawn, and have this like regal knightly lion. But unfortunately, artworks doesn't make it the card any better. But yeah, I do think this is probably like the 4 promos that we've shown here are all very good in their own decks, and then obviously scaled of how good they are. But no, I do think Leomon X Antibody could be very good in a Fortitude deck going forwards, or even maybe something like Ultimate Chaosmon going down the line, or even something akin to maybe NSP in the future. If you can maybe do like a Leomon base, and then like your level 5s and your level 6s are the NSP stuff, so you just basically rotate stuff through, and you're having on deletion gain recovery +1 is just obviously really good, as well as having access to the partition. So it's just a lot of recursion, a lot more engine, a lot more going through in circles, and it's just a very interesting style of deck. But that has been a Get Swiftly today. Thank you very much for your time here today. Hope you've all found this interesting, or maybe even looking to pick up these cards now that you didn't know were on the radar originally. So, ciao for now. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys next time for some more Get Swiftly fun times.